Hello and welcome to our segment on racial profiling and policing on our podcast. Making changes requires everyone. I'm your host, Jakai.
And I'm your co-host, Max.
Today, our topic is about racial profiling, and as a Black youth, this topic hits home hard because of the experience of racial profiling of many Black youth like me and other racialized youth such as Muslims, Indigenous people, Hispanic, etc. In fact, researchers suggest Black and Indigenous people are far more likely to be stopped by police. And Black English speakers make up to the large proportion of complaining, while Indigenous people targeted may be more reluctant to file a complaint or lack the resources to do so. Today we are joined by a singer and activist, Alicia Reed.
Hi.
We are so happy to have you here.
I'm grateful to be here.
That's nice. That's good. Can you tell us a bit on how you first got involved with the activism that you do?
Yes.
How you define racialized profiling and how does this relate to the policing?
Perfect. So how I got involved with activism, shout out to Head and Hands. Head and Hands, they helped the family of Nikas DeAndre Spring do a protesting when he was illegally detained. And I know him personally. So I'm getting goosebumps, sorry. But for that reason, I kind of pursued that calling to set a solution forward instead of just dwelling in this issue of us being discriminated.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Earlier this year, CBC News brought out a report that within a 5-year period, a very, very, very small percentage of complaints that were brought against the police for racial profiling actually made it to the ethics board or anything like that. And out of those, only 4 made it to the end. And out of the very few people that actually got reprimanded, I think the most they got was a 30-day suspension, so kind of a slap on the wrist. Can you comment on this?
Yes. So basically, I feel like if we are able to go out and reach out to the resources that are there for us, and when we're filing complaints, make sure that it's actually being pushed forward and not held back, and never give up, because at times we feel like our voice is not heard. But like I said, reach out to your resources, and shout out to Defund the Police.
Now, Alicia, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why do you think racial profiling exists?
I feel that racial profiling exists because a lot are ignorant, and it's unfair that us that want to live in a world that is free, liberty, and just, we have to deal with those that are not really knowledgeable to the fact that we're all humans and we are all one and we all stand together and our rights should be protected.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for that. And if you don't mind answering this question, have you ever been racially profiled before? And if yes, how did it make you feel and what did you do in response?
Well, there's many times that we'll get our rights not respected. So for example, being stopped for no apparent reason, especially when you're in a vehicle with someone who is of ethnic background, that happens a lot. And when you know your rights, your seatbelt is on and they shouldn't be asking you, you still go through with it because you're already in a system where we don't really get that one up. So we have to kind of go through the obstacles and then find assistance to find the light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing. So basically, I would like to always ask for badge number. So I'm giving you a pointer out there that it's not afraid to ask, why am I being arrested? And if you can have a lawyer to talk to.
Yeah. And so you have experienced something like that yourself?
Yes.
Okay. You have. All right. Yeah. I mean, any other advice that you would give?
I would give also too, I've witnessed a lot of times police, they would stop young teenagers, or for example, they would stop a homeless Indigenous person, but you won't see them stop a white person. And then you're wondering, what privilege do they have over me? Why can't we just all be equal? And we need to stop giving up, because even polices that are of ethnic background are going through racial situations at work too. So we have to all know where we stand in this world by finding a solution and stop putting everything in the closet and closing the door. Let's open doors to find answers.
And so, for those of you who have experienced racial profiling or witnessed, may agree with me that it is dehumanized and hurts victims. There's a hidden and much more common danger to racial profiling when you look at our long-term health problems. Alicia, can you talk about some of these enormous health consequences to those experiencing stress from their everyday harm?
For example, like the trauma that we bear while dealing with discrimination and racial profiling from polices can really hit hard at home when we don't reach out to find that therapy. So I feel like we should create therapeutic spaces for us to all find space to heal.
Okay.
Yeah. And are there any specific resources that you found helpful?
Yes, actually, shout outs to Desta, shout outs to Bump, shout outs to Sakado, shout outs to Resilience, shout outs to Union United Church, and shout outs to all the social workers out there, all the teachers out there. For everyone striking right now, we are here to win, and we are going to find a solution. It will be challenging, but I find the answer is unity.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Alicia, for your time. Is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners?
Yes, I would like to share with the listeners that in order to eliminate certain things in our life, we have to have education. So I'm willing to pursue more of that, and I hope that Montreal, we can all learn to love each other. God bless.
God bless.
Well, this has been a very interesting segment as usual. And in closing, we would like to stress that there is no denying racial profiling and that it happens every day in the lives of racialized people here in Quebec. For example, Muslims are profiled at the airport. Black and Indigenous people are racially profiled in schools where they are automatically assessed as incapable and placed in educational pathways that are inappropriate. And we are profiled while driving, as Alicia pointed out earlier, in the stores as customers. We are followed closely by store employees. And although many of us racialized youth, not including myself, many of us were born in Quebec. Even with that, youth here in Quebec are often asked if they're really Canadians or really Quebecois. And all of these are incidents of racial profiling.
Yes. As we can see, racial profiling doesn't just hurt the victims. It has
insidious,
ripple effect on the rest of society in business, health, and public safety. This problem must be stopped, and each of us must do our part to stop it. Our new police chief is presenting a new community involving policing model within a racial cultural context, which presents some hope. Thank you all for tuning in to another segment on racial profiling and policing. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Guy. Remember, make changes requires everyone.
Everyone.